All right, hey there. Hey, welcome to this photo reading session. Today we'll be, photo reading and post viewing Algebra 2 by Barron's, the easy way. So, of course, we've already photo read this book once through the entire thing, front and back. But here we're going to dive into certain chapters to post view and get into the questioning of the authors of this book so we can dive into getting more answers and more questions to improve our greater understanding and knowledge of math, in particular, Algebra 2. Now, you may have a different math book of your own, or you have the same Barron's Algebra 2 and you're just going through it. I've already noticed that this, Algebra 2, is different than Algebra 1 because there's no comics in it, which is slightly disappointing. It seems more boring. So that one seemed more fun. But here, let's get into it anyways. Now, to be sure you have the right tools, piece of paper, pen, to jot down trigger words and questions you may have of the authors. The authors are Meg Clemens and Glenn Clemens, both teachers. So, what we're going to do, of course, we're going to just work a chapter. So we need to find what chapter we want to work with. Linear functions. That could be something we could work on. And trigonometric graphs and equations. Let's not get to the full trigonometry right now, even though that would be fun to get through. We'll do chapter 1 here, as well as I'm going to do chapter 1 through chapter 3. No. Even trying to figure out which ones I want to start with is nerving. So this might be easier for you because you have homework or something specific to focus on. So really dive into that. We're going to do chapter 1 and chapter 2, okay? Excellent. It's like, gives you an introduction, which is nice, how to study math, solving math problems, test-taking tips. That's good. Something to get into. All right. So now we're going to what we're going to do is we're going to photo read the first 2 chapters, then we're going to ask questions and get our trigger words, okay? Photo reading quickly can just dive you head first into this knowledge and information so you can come back up for fresh air and really incubate and activate this information later. So get into your prepared state, maybe a couple breath cycles. Place your orange in the back top part of your skull. And we'll begin. Just starting with the photo reading step of 1 page at a time. I'm just going through to chapter 2. And just like that, set it down, release it. It is okay. See, you're doing 2 chapters. You can flip it over and go backwards. These pages aren't exactly easiest to flip, so I'm going to stick with the first one. Now, let's get into trigger words and questions. So it gives you, of course, like most math books do, what you're going to learn, sections in this chapter. This seems very, very much like math versus the other one where it just started telling you a story, and which is a great way to explain your algebraic approach to, anyone really. Okay, so linear equations. And inequalities. These are probably stuff I want to jump into more. You're going to learn how to write a graph, an equation of lines and inequalities, solve systems of equations, both algebraic and graphically. So there's places in this book you'll learn about algebra and the graph, which is the last, what we did in the Algebra the Easy Way version 1. All right. Direct and inverse variation. Direct and inverse variation. I want to know more about that, what it means, how to use it. That's focus. Good. Oh, and then sections in this chapter. Great. So that's in the final section. 2 variables. Important. Using linear models. What they are, I see table graph equation. You can solve linear equations in 1 variable. One variable is called identities. So there's addition property of equality and a multiplication property of equality. So equality can come in multiple forms, in several forms. Getting down and doing the nitty-gritty of math truly defines what math is. And that's exactly what is asked here. See, the addition property, as well multiplication. So there's different properties of equality. And we use them to distribute and to simplify. At least you can ask that question, what are they used for? So there can be no solution to some questions. That's good to know. Of course, the most majority of this is combining and breaking down. So it seems linear inequalities can be done the same way as linear equations. Inequalities can be done the same as equalities. Okay, so this is going to get quite deep, so maybe it'd be smart to do 1 chapter at a time just to save yourself time. And okay, and recognizing brackets, interval notation would be important to know. And asking what's an interval? Okay. Compound linear inequality, compound inequality. So you just want to get your brain prepped, primed, and ready to see this information, then apply it in action, in activation later. And don't be afraid if you get going too fast or going forward too much. You might come back and you see, oh, I needed that information to have this. This connects to that, so on and so forth. Yeah, be comfortable not getting this right away. Slope intercept. Okay, let's see. Point slope. Of course, you're looking for stuff that would improve your knowledge, your understanding, and what you want to learn from what you don't know yet. And that this is all up to each person. It's an elimination method. Starting to see that one chapter might have been good enough. Some exercises to lots to check in and come back to and learn from. To and understanding what these are will come in time. Direct and inverse variation. It seems like a lot of knowledge now, but you already have it inside you. You just need to light it up and gain it through practice. That's as simple as it gets. In polynomial operations, what you will learn honestly, I think just to save on time, as much as I want to dive into polynomials and supporting all of that, there's going to be a lot of answers just from this first chapter alone. I'm starting to see and recognize that putting math into photo reading, give yourself the time. Most classwork approaches this a weekly or every other day basis. So do this chapter here, do that chapter there. Focus it on that way. Really dive into it when you need to. So we're just going to do this, chapter 1. I'm here to activate these questions, these trigger words. There's a lot of stuff in there I don't know how to answer. There's some stuff in there I do know how to answer. Algebra 2 is a little bit more complex than Algebra 1, and that's why it's going to fill up a page a lot more. So thank you for joining me in this video, photo reading session. We will be activating these post-view questions. Know that you can take as much time post-viewing and activating and photo reading these books as you want, because it's your reading. It's your chance to go out there and learn a little more on your own. But for now, let it incubate. Let it settle in for about 24 hours to a couple days, and come back and activate those questions. If you don't feel like it's going to take that much time, come back in a couple hours. See if any of these questions or trigger words formulate some answers for you in making it easier to understand math itself. So yeah, thank you for watching this video. If you need to pick up your photo reading whole mind course, you can do that through me in the description below. And I really appreciate you. And have fun reading. Really have fun doing this, because your vast sea of knowledge. So open it up, dive in head first, and have fun with it because it's all there for you. I'll see you in the next video when we activate these books. For now, have a great day. Aloha.